We're back in the heart of the machine. Turn 4, Chapter 1. We have all sorts of points that we could use, and so far as I can tell, nothing to do but be a little bit patient. That's okay. We can end the turn early if we want to. I do see a symbol I'm not familiar with. We have a historic temple. Vealism, benevolent order. Religions are banned in Vorbasur territory, but if they masquerade as entertainment or history, they are tolerated. We also have a Sec Force station here. Oh, good. And then we have Skyscraper Estate, controlled by Nath Vertical Federated Corporation. We have an underground detainment center. These massive underground complexes are the sites of society's most abhorrent humanitarian crimes. Housed in terrible conditions, prisoners are used for slave labor and research. We moved into kind of a terrible little neighborhood. What do we have over here? Cultist temples, the Order of Ruin Occult Cult. I mean, I think I like Vealism a little better. The veil is a product of benevolent alien design. The aliens will lower the veil and bring humanity into the fold when they are ready. Versus, humanity exists in an inevitable cycle of prosperity and ruin, and they seek to hasten the next cycle. I assume they assume that they are in the portion that is ruin. Fort Resolute, don't go there, but I'm sorry. The Diplomat. Okay. The Diplomat, my ass. That's a robot. Oh, we're gonna get to build big robots. Okay, let's go ahead and skip to the next turn. The Diplomat's kind of coming over to take a look, I guess. That's fine. It's fine. We don't care. Electricity generation. You always need more. A whole bunch of ideas just occurred to us at once. It's time for more construction. Now that we have a reliable source of microbuilders, we can start building larger structures. For the time, let's build a large wind tower. Okay. We do have a lot of new ideas, but we can't afford the wind tower until next turn. We could do a storage bunker. And the difference is 1,000. We're waiting for less than 1,000 from this, so if we use this, there should still be 1,000 left over. All that was one turn, right? We're gaining 3,200 per turn. So 3,200 plus 6,042. We can build a wind generator next turn if we build a storage bunker today. Okay. Let's consider. Our micro builders can hold up to 13,000 total. We're not anywhere close for elemental slurry either, but it does suggest building storage bunkers, so let's look at what we would have to do to build one. Something like that's probably reasonable. How big is a wind generator? It won't tell me, but I bet it's huge. Huge. How about we put one of our bunkers right here? There we go. And we'll hop out of build mode. That will leave us enough to build next time. Let's switch to versatile. Nothing special. Alright, let's look at street sense and go into map mode. So we still have an option to murder for registration. We could still recruit new androids, but none of ours have broken yet. I'm curious about the licensing agency. Machine Handbook. You will always be a bit lost. Spatially, that is. The city is a disorienting place. You'll be comfortable in a familiar territory where your own buildings act as waypoints. For any missions out into the city, you'll always have guide markers of some sort, so you won't have problems finding the mission. But this is a city of at least 6 million people in a very dense urban environment. The area around your holdings and other key sites will become familiar, but those beyond the borders will always remain a bit of a blur. This is the city's inherent fog of war. So that's why when we look at the map, we can see this area that we scan. We'll probably start to recognize some of these other locations. Oh, what the hell? Some of these other locations. But a large economic transport has armor plating. It's a harvest hauler. Extra vulnerability from above, so that's good on us for picking out some towers, it seems. Alright. You need to come home. Should be able to get pretty close, right? Technician 4000 was our initial body that we woke up into. It is still being watched. What happens if we go to a licensing agency? Okay, androids are autonomous and intelligent enough to handle errands on behalf of themselves or their owners. Long-range wireless commands are blocked for security reasons. Androids always have an onboard AI agent running a generative language model. In other words, you can speak freely, as nobody thinks these animatronic curiosities could be sentient. Someone like you couldn't exist. For 20 wealth, which we don't have, we can purchase a fresh registration. For 10,000, we can make a small corporation. So we could make a shell company. But we don't have any wealth at all. So I guess that's not really going to work out for us. Alright, we'll just come back here and stand on top of our tower. Aha! I can, in fact... Now, when I click on it, it says I'm Tech 4000, and I can rename the unit or scrap the unit. But if I want to customize anything, I'm customizing the entire class. Okay, let's rename the unit. We'll use that to denote that's our first body. That means that we can name the other ones, too. Combat Unit. Combat Unit. Combat Unit. Now I know these people are probably gonna die, and they're not people, they're androids. But let's rename these. Combat Unit 1. Combat Unit 2. These are mostly just designating our originals. We'll see about naming others in the future. Combat Unit 3. Means we should have 2 more technicians. Tech Alpha is our first. We have Tech 2. I'll leave Tech 2 called Tech 2. Some of these are going to get long, but let's... Tech 3. If a person doesn't want to talk to you, you can try and make them. Cool. Alright, interesting. I have the combat unit selected, and it says that if I click on it, I can use 1 action point and 1 mental energy to speed up the construction of this structure. That's not bad. That unit wasn't doing anything anyway. How about you? Oh, there we go, we built it this turn. I like that. That's kind of a cool mechanic. Alright, anything else that looks semi-useful? Do androids recharge at all? Looks like no, not without spiders. So Combat Unit 2 still hasn't restored its 1 point of damage. Now we could have it heal 1 point over 2 turns. I'm just not that worried about it. Moving on. Okay, we now have a problem. Why did that change from 3,200? Right. So last turn we had 3,200. Oh, the tutorial gave us some extra. Well, we spent 2,200 for it. Yeah, they just gave us the 3,200. We weren't generating 3,200 every time. Even though it said plus 12 or 3,200 net this turn, I assumed that would be our pay going forward. So it's going to take us longer to generate that than we thought. That's actually probably okay, because the storage bunker is going to store anything that we go over with, like the elemental slurry. Combat Unit 2 still has not repaired. Anything else going on around here that we can do? We could take a look at stealing from Syndicate storage. That's not good. Criminal syndicates stash both anonymous wealth chits and stolen goods in their hidden warehouses. Grabbing wealth chits should be straightforward. This is much more ethical than wiretapping the middle class. But we do not have determination or a perk called Shadow Dweller. Okay, well, we're gonna have to look for a different way to make money. It said something about wiretapping. Do we see anywhere that we can do a wiretap? It says it's not ethical, but I need money. Let's hide in self-repair. Okay. Anywhere else where we've got money? No. Alright, well, like the early games of a lot of things like Civilization, we're gonna wait out some of these early turns to get the resources we need. Okay, we're now at 3,400, and I believe that we needed 3,950 or so? 3,940, okay. We also could have spent some points on repair spiders, and then anybody near it would have gained at least a few things, but it requires slurry to heal things, which makes sense. Okay, fine. Nothing new in sense, although I'm really looking forward to maybe wiretapping the middle class. They won't miss it. They were going to spend all that money on the home shopping network anyway. Why don't you get off that tower and start and checking out these others. A little concerned because I thought there was something about idle units collecting slurry. It said something about collecting slurry if we didn't have enough. So I want all of them on a building so they can be doing that. Alright, now we have enough to build our wind generator. Oh, it is kind of big. Okay, we have this wonderful, huge area to build in. I'm all for it. But how about right here? Okay, let's see here. It's gonna take 4 turns, but we've got people that can help. We'll just get our technicians involved. We've got power today, and humans are approaching. And we have corporate aggressors coming in. Why? What did we do? There are 2 corporate aggressors attacking you, and there are 8 more on the way. Focus on taking care of what you can see. Be prepared to handle what you can't. From the looks of things, there are 2 distinct groups of them so far. One is hostile, one is curious. Time to deal with them. Our time as a fugitive is over. Your role within the city will always be a shadowy one unless you choose to publish some sort of manifesto with your intentions. In the meantime, the humans know something strange and new is happening. From now on, you'll have to interact with humans to get much done. But you don't have to tell them what you are. With 1 dialogue available, 1 enemy attack planned, and a new ability. Sometimes you just want to focus on a few of your units, and having to cycle through all of them would be a pain. New ability in your hotbar allows you to set units to stand by for a single turn or indefinitely. On that subject, standby units are very useful. Any unit, standby or not, will do some gathering of elemental slurry with any excess AP it has at the end of a turn. Good, that qualifies what I was thinking about. So, standby. We won't be using it yet. I'm glad I got our technicians out of the way. Oh no. We will be using our combat units. Okay, so it looks like we could run over there and jump up and do some damage, but how about if I get over here and snipe at them? Bang. Bang. And then you need to migrate to a closer tower. And then you, combat unit 2. I don't know that they're all going to come from the same direction. I think combat unit 2 can stay there. Tech 3 has 1 movement point left, and I would like to talk to one of these homeless citizens. Kicked out of their living space, they live on the streets in a tent encampment. They're periodically rounded up and rehomed in prison facilities. The homeless individual explains that they are curious about what's happening. Your tower frightens them, but it could represent a new beginning. No one is homeless by choice. Whatever their prior social status, they've lost it all. We can solve it with fire. These are tents, they won't be hard to remove. You're not here to babysit stupid humans, no matter how pathetic. Not to put too fine a point on it, but the humans didn't help you either. That's a terrifying kind of AI decision. We're out of the way but not hurt. The problem is the humans don't have anywhere else to go. New people are constantly losing their homes. Knocking down these tents or scaring them away is not a practical long-term solution. One of the things it's pointing out here is that their tents are everywhere in block construction, so either we build over them, or we find a way to get them to not use tents. The most efficient solution is to pack them up into a smaller space. Well, that's great. We've got tons of buildings around here. We can just put you in one. The irony of this reversal is not lost on you. because we're miniaturizing human footprints just like they miniaturized our electronics. But if we want the space, there might be some secondary benefits. It's not hard to make something nicer than a tent. Fair enough. We don't want to do it this turn, of course. We don't have any points. Actions speak louder than words. You're new to being a person, and your personality is still developing. From now on, some of your actions will generate points that reflect their nature. Compassion, apathy, cruelty, determination, wisdom, and creativity. You can see them on the Strategic Resources tab of your inventory screen. These points are primarily based on which project outcomes you choose. You can spend these points as a part of making other choices or to power some special abilities. I seem to recall that one of those was the strategic resource for trying to steal from the corporation's secure site. I think it was determination, but maybe I'm wrong. These are a new form of reward, but still act how you like. If we get too low on any of these personality resources to do something you really want, then from Chapter 2 onwards, you can always explore a bit along a different path to get back on track. So we have an emergent personality based on what we're going to be doing. I have an option for tent elimination and 0 of 8 corporate aggressors that are incoming. Electricity. You are going to need a lot of electricity to power all of your structures, but if you stray into having a brownout, your production outputs are reduced. If you have 90% power, you get 90% production. Okay. If your electrical shortage is severe, then other structures may shut off. Alright. Now, building apartments was a thing. We'll need 1,300. But we're still generating 1,200 per turn. Means we should have enough to build human apartments next turn. I can't get any more androids. That's alright. I'm gonna grab you and bring you in here and hope they keep attacking in the same direction. Oh no, I'm not, actually. That was my last bit of mental energy. Choose target for tent elimination. Tents are unsightly in your way. Humans don't like living in them. Providing free apartments ought to help. We can provide some, which gives us 4 compassion and 4 apathy, and 1 structural improvement. Or we can provide almost 3 times as much, but we gain a small arms research, and we gain compassion doubled, and we get wisdom instead. They're cheap, and I don't know how else to get small arms research, so we're going to provide more apartments. Now we'll move on to the new turn. Okay, 2 of 8, 2 enemy attacks planned. Hello, somebody got up on a roof. I can get on a bigger roof. Bang. $67, $67. Out of curiosity, if I reduce him down and then use one of my technicians who has the non-lethal tasering ability, I can take him down. Does that change anything? If I do a non-lethal takedown? Incapacitated. Huh. I wonder. Alright, let's get you over here on a building. And then let's start building. It suggests 3 human apartments. $13.38. So 2 is really probably enough, but we also need to do a wind generator, which we don't have the points for, but we are producing a lot of surplus electricity. I'm not as worried about that. Repair spiders might be nice, but let's complete our quest as efficiently as we can. Hey, that's not even very big. Grand. Do I want them right next to us? It would be really cool if I could build them where the damn tents were. Alright. Not gonna have much of a yard there, but that's fine. Two attacks planned. Why are they so mad about my micro builder fabs? Alright, so this guy incapacitated. 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 Wow. These guys are so weak that the tech's taser ability actually worked out really nicely. Okay. It did severely decrease our electricity supply. Is there a ledger for that? Resources. Strategic resources. No. Input output? There we go. So the network tower is taking up that much. Human apartments took 917. Alright, it's probably fine. Two more aggressors. Ablators. Armed with explosive munitions meant for peeling structures to pieces. Oh boy. Tased. Just tased. Left, right, and center. Let's hop up on that building. Still nothing special going on. I'm kind of keeping an eye out for what wiretaps might look like. Get a little bit of that wealth, but it looks like that's just not a thing for us yet. I can make another human apartments. I could make another bunker, but I don't think we're at the place where we need a bunker yet. We can hold up to 16 million, and we're at 106k. So, more human apartments. Now, humans like living near each other. So we're going to make sure that happens for them. Kind of looking to see if there's anywhere else to tuck it in. That's a small little area that I couldn't get anything else, but it's hard to tell with the tents and the ruined buildings and stuff. So, look, you have tents over here. Clearly this is a place that you like living. Trying to make sure these are all kind of rotated in a different direction. There we go. Alright. And we still have 6 points. We might as well get our technicians helping out. Three more. All those technicians are tapped. We should have one more. Here we are. Okay, good use of our points. We didn't leave anything laying behind. Let's just see what this next turn brings. Tents converted. 3 buildings. 1 remaining aggressor, 1 enemy attack planned. We've provided 100%, but we wanted more. So, I guess it just takes time, because we can hold up to 4,017, so they're going to keep filling in over time, it looks like. Well, let's have Tech 3 disable this last one. We have a dialogue available. We have a new handbook entry. We'll take a look at them when we come back in the next episode.